Good morning, students. This is our third lecture of Unit 1 of Object-Oriented Programming in C++. So, in this lecture, we are going to learn variables and constants. So, firstly, we'll see about the types of constants. Actually, we are revising these types of constants. These we have covered in last year. So, whatever constants are there in C, same types of constants are there in C++. So, mainly constants are divided into numeric constants and character constants. Numeric constant can contain numbers, decimal point, and plus or minus sign. Similarly, character constant can contain any number, any alphabet, or any special symbol, or any white space character. Numeric constants are divided into integer constant and real constant. So integer constants are the integer values without having the decimal point, and real constant have a decimal point. Integer constant can again divided into octal integer constant, decimal integer constant, and hexadecimal integer constant. So you have know about the octal, decimal, and hexadecimal number system. So same number system is used in the integer constant. In octal, there are 8 digits, 0 to 7. In decimal integer constant, there are 10 digits from 0 to 9. And in hexadecimal, there are 16 digits from 0 to 9 and from A to F. So all the values, that means consider, suppose integer constant is 1 to 5. So value 1 to 5 can be an integer constant, can be an octal constant, or can be an hexadecimal constant. So how to differ this value in all these three systems, that is octal, decimal, and hexadecimal. So the number octal integer number is preceded by 0. Decimal number needs not to be preceded by any value, and hexadecimal number is preceded by the 0x value. So in this way we can differ between the octal, decimal, or the hexadecimal value. Then this is about the numeric constants. Similarly, real constant can be type of 3.4, 1.89, means any value having the decimal point, 3.00, etc. But real constant can be expressed in simple term or in scientific manner, that is in the form of E, means 1.2 E plus 10, means 1.2 into 10 raised to the power plus 10. So these are the numeric constant. These are all the numeric constant. Then we will see the character constants. So character constants are divided into again two types, that are single character constant and string constant. So single character constant is a character included in single quote marks. So character can be any character. It can be a digit, it can be alphabet, it can be a special character, it can be a white space too. And each single character constant have its associated ASCII value, which can be used in our programs for calculation also. Then another type of character constant is a string constant. So string constant is any number of characters enclosed in double quotation marks. For example, in double quotation hello, or for example double quotation C++. So such type of this string constant we have already used in our C programs also. So in printf or in as a string variable, etc. So these are the types of constants which we are going to use in C++ program. Then next we will see about the variables. So variables also we have used in C language also. So same concept, same thing is there in C++. So variable. So variable is actually value which can be changed anytime during the program execution. It is a memory location used to store a data value. Actually, a variable value is stored in memory and it can be changed anytime during the program execution. So जैसे कि हम वेरिएबल कुछ भी चीज़ को नाम देते हैं. Similarly, variable can also be have the name. It must have the name, but the name should have some characteristics. So that characteristics, any variable declared in program should conform to the following rules. So that are, they must always begin with a letter, although some systems permit underscore as the first character. So always variable name must begin with a letter from A to Z. It may be a capital or small case letter also. But some compilers also permit underscore as the first character. The length of a variable must not be more than 8 characters. So length of variable must not be more than 8 characters, but some compilers also permit this also. Yeah, it can be more than 8 characters. Then white space is not allowed. Yeah, so strictly no space should be there in a variable name. It should not be a keyword. Keywords cannot be used as variable names. For example, include. Yeah, include is a keyword. So include फिर अगर वो पूरे रूल्स फॉलो भी करता है लेकिन वो कीवर्ड है, इसलिए यू कैन यूज इट एज अ वेरिएबल नेम. इट शुड नॉट कंटेन एनी स्पेशल कैरेक्टर्स. उसमें कुछ भी स्पेशल कैरेक्टर्स नहीं होने चाहिए, जैसे कि ऑपरेटर्स प्लस माइनस साइन और एनी कैरेक्टर्स excluding the alphabets and digits. Small case and capital case letters can be used, but they are significant. So variables can have small case letters also and the capital case letters also. But if we use capital A, yeah, then that capital A will be different from the small a. Yeah. Means there can be a two variable, capital A and small a also. So if you declare a variable total in capital, then you must use capital total variable in capital only. So these are about the rules of variables, and any name which satisfies these rules can be a variable name. Then we'll see the data types. So there are three types of data types, that is primary or fundamental data type, then derived data type and user defined data type. So here we will see only the primary data type, but we will consider here derived data type. So derived data type, this data type consists of arrays, functions and pointers also. So user defined data type, these are the data types which are declared or defined by the user. It contains class and enum. Class and enum are the user defined data types. But here only we are considering, or we are taking primary or fundamental data types only. So these are the fundamental data types, that are the integer, character, floating point and double precision floating point data type. So integer as you know, it is the integer, it contains only the integer value. Then character contains a character value, floating point contains a real value, and fourth is double precision floating point. So double precision floating points can contain a floating point with greater precision. इन पॉइंट के बाद नंबर ऑफ डिजिट्स ज़्यादा रहते हैं डबल प्रिसीजन फ्लोटिंग पॉइंट, और पॉइंट के बाद जितने ज़्यादा नंबर्स रहेंगे उतना ही नंबर एक्यूरेट होगा. So these are about the fundamental data types, but these data types are again divided into some subtypes. So these are the integer data types. Integer data types, there are 6 types of integer data types here. So firstly, so this is the data type int or signed int. This word is used for the declaration. This keyword is used for the declaration of integer data types. This complete. So first type of data is int or signed int. It takes 2 bytes of memory in the 2 bytes of memory, and its range is -32768 to 32767. So if you want to store the values within this range, So range means you can store the value within this range only. अगर आपको 20,000 स्टोर करना है तो 20,000 is within that range. So we will use the data type integer. So integer or signed integer. So this range specifies the value you want to store. अगर मुझे 40,000 स्टोर करना है, so 40,000 I can't store this in this range for the integer value. So I will use the unsigned integer. So what is difference between unsigned and signed? So signed means it can contain positive and negative values, but unsigned integer contains only the positive values. It also stores, it also takes 2 bytes of memory, and its range from 0 to, there is no range for the negative value. So of course it is only the positive value. Unsigned integer can store only the positive values from 0 to 65535. So this is the int data type. But if you want to store the values greater than this range, suppose मुझे 1 lakh store करना है, so you can't store it in simple int data type. So then for that purpose we will use the long integer data type, which takes 4 bytes of memory. It is also divided, long integer also divided into signed value and unsigned value. So obviously signed will have both positive and negative values, and unsigned have the positive values. So these are its range. So long integer की range आपके सामने है, और this is the about the unsigned long integer. But if you want to store the very small integer values, suppose I want to store the number of students in a class. So number of students in a class can be 50, 100, 150. So in that time, if you want to store small values of integer type, then we will use the short integer data type. So short integer can be a signed integer or unsigned integer. So it takes only 1 byte of memory. Actually जो प्रोग्राम है वो प्रोग्राम एक efficient प्रोग्राम बोला जाता है अगर वो कम मेमोरी ऑक्यूपाई करता है. So if you want to store a small value, then you must use or you have to use the short integer, क्योंकि उससे आपकी 1 byte मेमोरी बच जाती है. तो कौन सा डेटा टाइप लेना है वो डिपेंड करता है आपको किस टाइप की वैल्यू स्टोर करनी है. So if you want to store the small integer value, then use a short integer data type. If you want to store the value within 0 to 65535, then you have to use the integer data type, and above that you have to use the long integer data. So this is about the integer data type. Then next is floating point data type. There are 3 types of floating point data types: float, double and long double. So float takes 4 bytes of memory, double takes 8 bytes of memory, and long double takes 10 bytes of memory. Difference between them is float have this range, as you can see. So 3.4 into 10 raised to the power minus 38 to 3.4 into 10 raised to the power plus 38. So difference between these is that, so precision of double value is more than float. Precision means values after the point. एक्यूरेसी ज़्यादा है. अगर डबल लेते हैं तो फ्लोट से एक्यूरेसी ज़्यादा है, और लॉन्ग डबल अगर लेते हैं तो डबल से भी एक्यूरेसी ज़्यादा है लॉन्ग डबल डेटा टाइप. तो उसकी रेंज जो है वो आपके सामने है. तो अगर आप डिपेंड करता है कौन सा डेटा टाइप लेना है, ये डिपेंड करता है आपको एक्यूरेसी कितनी चाहिए. So if you want low accuracy, you can use float data type. If more than that, use double. If more than that, then use the long double data. So this is about the char data type. So there are 2 types of char data types. So firstly is char, signed char, and another is the unsigned char. So both takes the 1 byte of memory. This is the range of unsigned char and unsigned char. So actually char, so these values are integer value refer to the ASCII values of the character. So it can be the signed or unsigned char. So So this is about the declaration of variables. So whichever variables you have chosen for your program must be declared in the declaration section. Sorry. So in C++, there is difference between C and C++ for the declaration of variables. In C, there is a particular declaration section. Variable must be declared after main functions only. But in C++, declaration of variable can be there anywhere in the program, but before use of the variable. So declaration syntax is same as C, no difference in the declaration. So declaration of variable tells the compiler about the variable name and the data type of the variable. So its format is data type v1, v2, v3 up to vn, where v1, v2, v3 up to vn are the variable names. So for example, here one example is given int sum. So here variable sum is declared as the integer data type. In next example, two variables that are the number and salary is declared as the integer data type. And in next example, double average comma mean. So average and mean are the two variables of the data type double. So in first example, int sum means sum can have the values which are within the range of integer. Means sum can store only the values from -32767 to 3 to -7 327682 plus 7 32767. So whatever range is there, so some जो भी डेटा टाइप डिक्लेयर किया है उसकी जो रेंज है उसके ही अंदर वैल्यू स्टोर रह सकती है. अदरवाइज अगर आपकी वैल्यू उससे बढ़ती है या फिर कम होती है तो प्रोग्राम विल जनरेट एन bug. So this is about the declaration of variables. Next is initialization of variables. So variables are initialized. Values are stored in the variables with the initialization of variables. So values are stored with the help of equal to operator, that is the assignment operator, and its format is variable equals to value. So variable, that is a is equals to 10, so 10 will be stored in variable a. So both declaration and initialization can be combined as follows. So here int a is equals to 10 means here in declaration is there also integer a, and initialization, that value 10 will also be initialized to the variable a. So both declaration and initialization can be done with this statement. So this is about the variables, its declaration and its initialization.